Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing today? I'm actually very excited to be filming this story time because usually when I'm filming y'all, it usually be like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Right now it is literally 11 in the morning, so I kind of feel different. Like I feel like I'm working on a clock schedule today. I don't know, I kind of feel a little different. It'd be a good story time. If you are new, hey, how are you? If you are not new, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up. A lot of you guys been asking me about my Instagram, and if you guys did not know, my Instagram was banned. The Instagram just been banning people left and right, but I did create a new Instagram in the meantime. I'm working on getting my old one back. I created a new Instagram and it's going to be in the description box or the comment section. Now I'm going to ask you guys this again. Please like and comment on the video because remember I told you guys a lot of y'all don't really get my notifications, but the best way that I started to notice you guys were getting my notifications is when I will promote my YouTube videos on my Instagram. Because I no longer have my Instagram, I can't promote my YouTube videos. So like my views have literally been dropping down, y'all, because a lot of you guys do not get the notification when I post, or YouTube don't recommend the video. A lot of you guys see my videos through me posting it on my Instagram. So please give this video a thumbs up so it can push it out further. We are about to get into the story time of the worst whooping ever that I ever received. And it's actually crazy because we gonna get into it. So let's get started. Also, if you have been watching me for months, weeks, if you have been watching me, if you've been binge watching my videos, and you have not subscribed, why? What are you waiting for? Okay, it's good over here. You already know it is. So go ahead and make sure you are subscribed. Let's get into it. So boom. So we're gonna have to give these people a name. We are going to call my friend Lizzy. Yeah, we're gonna call my friend Lizzy. We are going to, yeah, we just giving her a name, to be honest, because everybody else we just gonna give her a name. So this story time kind of took place in church. So let me give you guys a background. So my mom is a Catholic. Like, she's a Catholic. She grew up Catholic, but she started taking us to Christian. She started taking us to a Christian church, and she started going to. She had no issue. You guys know, they're not too far off. I mean, they do have different practices, definitely. But like, they're not too far off in faith. So she didn't mind going to a Christian church and taking us as well. And we went to a predominantly African Christian church. They used to call it international, but I don't know what was so international about it because everybody there was African, particularly Nigerian. And it's still like that till this day. I mean, they are definitely like people who come that are like white and Mexican and stuff like that. But for the most, well, as a matter of fact, no, they do have a Mexican service now. So they have expanded it to a Hispanic service. But outside of the Hispanic, I don't know if they still do Hispanic service because that was years ago. But outside of it, this is a predominantly African church. And I've been going there since I was young, like in 5th grade. And you guys, y'all definitely know I have my story times about that church and stuff, and about how people were doing weird stuff in that church. But this was like right before the weird stuff started happening. Even though this was right before the weird stuff started happening, I always felt like an outcast at that church. I always felt like everybody was cliquish. I always felt like nobody really got to know me for real. Nobody really cared to like hang out with me or talk to me for real. It was only a couple of people at the church that will talk to me. And I found it so weird because I've been going to that church since I was a kid. And I used to think to myself, like, probably by the time I get to high school, like, I would have some church friends. But I never had the church friends. And it was so weird because I would see like everybody be so cliquey, like, and people would be hanging out outside of church and stuff like that. And people would be doing things, and I'll just be in the corner. Like I remember I just used to go to class and I'll be in the corner. But I always had this one friend since we were kids, and her name was Lizzy. Lizzy, she was an outcast as well. Like, Lizzy was an outcast. But when I tell y'all, Lizzy was funny, y'all. Lizzy was hilarious. I remember one day she randomly came up to me and she just started having a conversation with me. And it's like from that day forward, we clicked. Like, nothing could set us apart, to say the least. Like, we clicked. We were always like, we were just like two peas in the pod. Every time I went to class, I was always looking for Lizzy. If Lizzy didn't come that Sunday, I didn't have a good Sunday. Lizzy definitely had a older sister. I will say right now, you guys know I'm 27. I will say I was 27. I would say Lizzy's probably 26, and I would say her sister's 28. We're all close in age, and I definitely was cool with her sister as well, but I was mostly close with Lizzy. So y'all, I'm gonna be real. We used to act a fool at church. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see the purpose of church. I'm gonna be real. And I know some people might be like, oh, don't say that. But it's just the God honest truth. Like, I did not see the purpose of, I didn't even see the purpose of like really forming a relationship with God until I got to college. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I was just going through so much stuff in my life, and I just always used to feel like, well, God wouldn't put me through that stuff if I would, you know what I mean? Like, I always had that mentality. So I never really cared to form a relationship with God. And it was like that when I was younger too. It was like that. I don't remember what grade I was in, but I know I was either in middle school or high school, and I still felt that way. Church was a playground for me, especially after I found a friend. I was happy. So every time me and Lizzy would be in class, y'all, we'll be acting a fool. I'm talking about acting a plummet fool. I already mentioned this in one of my last videos, but I'm gonna say it again. I think it was every first Sunday, each teacher will bring a big cake to the class, and basically we just celebrating the birthdays of everyone of that month. And so we always had snacks outside of the cake. We always either had chips. We had chips and drinks that we will be able to pick up out after class was finished. And then sometimes the teachers will be nice and they will bring donuts. Now, the donuts were for people that fasted, that people did not eat breakfast, that didn't do, like, the donuts were not, if they used to say, if you did not fast this morning, do not get the donuts. The donuts are like, you know, basically a reward for fasting and denying your flesh in the morning. Guys, every Sunday, and I'm not even lying when I emphasize every Sunday. Every Sunday, my dad used to cook us pancake, eggs, bacon, and sausage, and I used to eat it. But when the teacher was telling us, if you fasted, come and get this donut, me and Lizzy was walking to the front, and we used to get that donut. And y'all, the teacher was African, and she used to be like, if you're lying, God is going to see you. I used to be like, oh, oh, we did not care. And Lizzy used to be like that too. Lizzy's like, bitch, I just ate today. And we'll be laughing. And I know some people are like, oh my God, like that is so, honestly speaking, I'm going to say this on camera so God can see it and y'all can see it. God forgive me. That was so disrespectful. But y'all, we just did not care. Like, when I tell you I did not care about church, I just did not care. So y'all, we used to come to the front, and like the teacher will be saying it over and over again and stuff like that. And sometimes the teacher will be looking at me. I'll be like, hey, the fuck, why are you looking at me? Is it because I'm big or something? No, I didn't eat this morning. Leave me alone. Like, she'll be saying, if any of you guys are lying, God is going to see it and God is going to punish you. I used to be right there with my donut like, another thing that me and Lizzy would do a lot is that we were disruptive, y'all. And the thing is this, we were not the only group of people that were disruptive. Don't get me wrong. The whole entire class was disruptive. Like I said, you guys know I have story times, like actual story times of me about to fight certain people for doing certain things in the classroom. So you should know that this whole entire group of people were rowdy, you know. But me and Lizzy's disruption, well, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it wasn't even really me. It was so much more Lizzy. Lizzy, she likes to talk while the teacher's teaching. So the teacher will be preaching, the Sunday teacher, she'll be preaching, she'll be saying, all right, go ahead and open your Bibles up. All right, let's go ahead and pray. Lizzy will be like trying to have a conversation with me while like we're praying. Like literally our eyes will be closed and like she'll be tapping on me and she'll be trying to make jokes and stuff. And the teacher did not like it at all. And honestly speaking, I understand why. Because why are you disrupting the prayers? You know what I mean? And I would try my best not to engage. Like when it came to that, I'm gonna be real, y'all. I might have not respected the fasting aspect of what you would call it, church, but when it came to praying and when it came to praying, I just feel like everybody needs to keep quiet. Like, everyone needs to keep quiet and everyone needs to let whoever's praying pray peacefully. I just feel like it's very disrespectful to talk while somebody is praying. It shows how you really don't care about God, you know? And I wasn't about that life, but Lizzy was. And she just used to talk over the teacher praying, and the teacher would get so frustrated. And sometimes I would tell her, like, chill, like, chill. And she'll be like, girl, da 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 da. Like, she'll just be having her own conversation. And she honestly hated everybody in that class too. Like, she didn't like nobody. And she basically felt the same way that I felt. Like, I felt like everybody was cliquish and people just had their own cliques, and they were not interested in letting you into that clique. They were very weird, off-putting. I'm talking about, we would come to the church with each other every single day since, not every single day, but we would come to the church with these people since Sunday, and they would not say hi. Like, they won't speak to me. They would not speak to her. Mind you, my mom used to have me in all the church activities when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was dancing for the church on special occasions. Y'all know how they be having the kids dance, like on Easter or, you know, Mother's Day, like performances. I was in the choir. Bitch, I couldn't even sing. I can't even do a cappella. What you would call it? A-E-I-O-U. Bamboo. Like, bitch, I can't sing, but I was in the choir. My mom had me going to church on Wednesdays. My mom had me in the church, meaning that I was always around these same set of people. So the fact that we were in high school or middle school, I don't remember when this story took place, but the fact that we were getting older and these people were still deciding that they did not want to form a connection with me was so weird to me. It was just so weird. And honestly speaking, I don't go where I'm not really appreciated. Like, if I see that a certain group of people don't want me near them, I don't put myself there. Like, I'm not that type of person. I don't beg for friendship. I just don't. I don't beg for friendship at all. Like, I'm really cool with just sitting in my own energy and letting people come towards me. And that's usually how most of my friendships are formed. I usually sit in my own energy, and then, like, most people, they just come towards me. So she noticed that too. Like, she noticed that as well. She's like, these people are weird. And it gave off very much like, you can't sit with us type of vibes, African edition. Like, that's the vibe it gave off. That's why, I don't know if you guys watched the story time with the people that was trying to bully me at my church and I almost fought them. That's why I wasn't surprised when that happened. I was just surprised at the specific person that I almost fought, because for some unknown reason, she was always nice to me. Like, she always used to say hi. Mind you, she was an upperclassman, but she was always nice to me. So that's why I was a little surprised that she's the one who started it. But she used to hang out with the people who did not care for me. So I wasn't really surprised anyways when it all said and done. Speaking of, I want to emphasize this real quick before I continue the story time. I just came from an event the other day, y'all. And you guys know all those bullying story times that I told you about. Those guys used to be on Twitter cyberbullying me. I seen all of them at the event. And baby, let me tell you something. I looked good that day, y'all. Like, when I tell you I looked good, I looked so good that day, y'all. And they were looking at me. I'm talking about when I walked in the building, all of them were looking at me in awe. Even some of the boys that were there, that I haven't seen them since high school, y'all. These guys, the guys that I haven't seen since high school, they never really bullied me. But it was a lot of guys who used to a lot of the African boys, they used to cyber bully me online. And they used to say that I was ugly and that I wasn't attractive and stuff like that. And y'all, when I walked in, I'm looking like, bitch, I thought I was ugly, because the way they was looking at me like they wanted to eat me up. I kid you not, y'all. Like, they were like, I'm like, yep, pick up your jaw. It's a bad bitch. It was a bad bitch back then. It's a bad bitch now. What you talking about? Like, I never felt ugly. I'm getting off topic, y'all. Let me continue the story. So, yeah, like, she was just disrespectful, and the teacher would group us together, and the Sunday teacher would call our names, and she'll be like, you and you, like, what's your name? And I would say my name, and she'll be like, you don't talk while the prayer is going on. This and that is very disrespectful. Why would you speak while the prayer is going on? And people in the class will be like, I'm looking like, what y'all doing too much, because y'all just as disruptive. Y'all might not be disruptive when the prayer line come on, but y'all still very disruptive. Okay, so don't look at us like why are you doing that? I hate when people do that. So yeah, she said that, and she was just mad. Like, she was like, don't disrupt me no more. So I didn't say nothing, but I had told, what did I name this girl? I forgot what I named her. I'm gonna call her Nikki now, y'all. I had told Nikki, I was like, hey, like, don't do that again, because I didn't like that. Like, I didn't like how the teacher singled us out. I didn't like how the teacher made it like I wasn't the one that was talking. You know what I mean? I didn't like that. So there were some Sundays where the teachers did not feel like preaching. So they would just send us to the main room. Like, they would just send us to the church. Now, the way my church is set, oh my God, these batteries die so fast, y'all. Hold on, let me charge. My camera died. But basically, there are times where our teachers don't feel like preaching and they will just send us to the sanctuary. The way my church is set up, we have a floor setting and then it goes up high to the top, and then we have an upstairs and there's like a whole bunch of chairs. So you could watch the church from the upstairs area, or you could sit down in the main sanctuary. So basically what they would do is sometimes they would send our class to the main sanctuary in the upstairs area and let us watch the preacher. So that's what they started doing. Also, let me keep this in mind. They wanted to expand our church. They started working on expanding the building of our church. The area that they wanted to expand was the kids area, and they also wanted to make like a little hall room out of that whole area. It was a lot of Sundays where the teachers weren't preaching because they were working on that building. Like, there was nothing, like, that whole area was fleshed out. There were some Sundays, this is what they used to do. So there used to be a country club that was literally right across the street from my church, and some Sundays they would take us like on a bus to the country club, and the teacher would preach there, and then the teacher would take us back to school, back to church when church was over. But then there were some Sundays where they were too lazy to take us to the country club, so they would just take us to the main sanctuary, and they would just have us in the main sanctuary just sitting there listening to the pastor until church ended, right? So that started happening a lot. But sometimes they will send us to the main sanctuary. So you guys know, y'all know how I told y'all that they used to put us at the top because we were already upstairs. Sometimes they would actually make us go down to the actual floor of the main sanctuary and sit in the back and just like listen to the preacher talk. So y'all already know I'm still with Nikki. Like, I'm still with Nikki. Me and Nikki, we locked in because she's really like the only person that talks to me for real, you know. So we like mad locked in. So we in church, and like I said, Nikki is very disruptive. Like, Nikki is like very, very disruptive. Nikki, she's just disruptive, okay? Like, I knew that from the jump when we were friends, but she's funny as hell. So the teacher is preaching and Nikki is talking, and I'm just like, girl, be quiet, because it wasn't funny no more. I'm gonna be real, because a lot of African aunties and uncles started looking at us like, they literally were turning their heads and looking at us like why are y'all talking while he's preaching? Because the thing with Nikki is she don't know how to whisper. So she used to be thinking she's whispering because she used to be like that. I'm like, girl, like, you're loud, you know what I mean? And then even when she used to laugh, like the way she used to giggle, like it wasn't discreet, to say the least. So the African aunties and uncles, they're literally looking at us, and I'm getting a little uncomfortable because I'm just like, girl, like, they're looking at us. And she's like, I don't care. She was like, they need to put us in a real class and teach us anyways. Like, I don't even understand why they have us in the sanctuary. This pastor don't know what he doing. And I'm not... And I know some people might be watching this and be like, oh my God, y'all are so disrespectful in church. But y'all, kid you not, my pastor didn't know what he was doing, and he still don't. I'm sorry. And I hope he don't, well, I don't think he will be watching me. But my pastor, he not it. I'm sorry. Like, he just not it. Like, I'm gonna be real. And I'm not gonna get into his business, but he just not it. And we knew from the beginning he wasn't it. So she's talking shit about him the whole time. And y'all, when I tell you this girl is funny, y'all, this girl was funny. She one of them people that you will just be laughing the whole entire time, like, cause she's funny. Like, so he be preaching and she'll be like, look at him, he don't know what he's saying, he thinking of da da da, like she gossiping. But the thing is, like I said, I'm not laughing because the African aunties and uncles are literally looking at us. Like, one of the uncles like turned around and went like this to us, like telling us to be quiet. So I told her, I'm like, hey, like, can you be quiet? Because it got to the point where they started telling me to be quiet too. Mind you, I'm not talking at all. She's the only one talking and cracking jokes. So there was a point in time during the sermon, the pastor ends up praying. Y'all, this girl is talking while the pastor is praying. Let me say this. This is how you know she was loud. We sat in the back of the sanctuary. Our church sanctuary area is not small. our church sanctuary area is like it's not like huge like what you would call it, Lakewood Church, but it's not small either. For you to sit in the back and the pastor can hear you talking, that means you are loud. Y'all, tell me why this girl is talking to me and stuff while they're praying, and I'm like telling her like, shh, like be quiet, you know. And out of nowhere, I just hear the pastor saying, the two ladies in the back, the two young ladies in the back. Bitch, I turned around. Bitch, I turned around. I'm like, who he talking about? Let me tell y'all again. Bitch, I turned around. I'm like, who the two ladies in the back? Who the two ladies in the back? Let me know. Let me know. Everybody opens their eyes and start looking in the back. Bitch, I started looking in the back as well. I was like this. I said, and he talking about some, no, the ladies in the back. Damn. Why did one of the African aunties point at us? I'm looking like, put your hand down. She was like, her? And he said, yes, these two young ladies. And he was like, you guys, keep quiet while I'm praying. It's not nice. Keep quiet while I'm praying. Y'all, when I tell you, that was so embarrassing. If you are African, you already know how African aunties and uncles be acting in church. Like they are so sophisticated and like they have never sinned in their life. Y'all already know how judgmental African aunties are. Everybody was giving us that African look. And if you are African, you know I'm about to hit the hoe right now. You know how African aunties be scrunching their lips and going. They were all looking at, I was going first. Like I could do it too, the hell. And that pissed me off because it's like I wasn't even the one talking. So I started telling Nikki, I was like, hey, like keep quiet. The pastor should have never called us out. Like keep quiet. Now let me let that sit right there. I'm gonna let that marinate, then I'm gonna go to my mom. Now, because my mom grew up Catholic, throughout the times of us going to this Christian church, she did sometimes used to miss the Catholic church because if you guys go to African church, you guys know the pastor never ends church when he said he is going to end church. The church can end at 1 p.m. At an African church, you ain't getting out till 1:30, 1:45-ish, and that is if you are having a good day. So my mom just got tired, I guess, of going to the Christian church, and like I said, the pastor, he ain't really it. So my mom started going back to Catholic church. So what my mom would do is she would drop us off at our Christian church, and then she'll go to her Catholic church, and then she would come and pick us up when church was over. So church ended, and mind you, so keep that in mind. My mom wasn't in church that day. Now, number two, Nikki's parents were in church. Like they were in church. I don't know where they were sitting at, but they were in church that day. And so church ends, and the mom, Nikki basically tells me, we come back the next week, and Nikki tells me like, yeah, her mom was confronting her about us being disruptive in church and stuff. And her mom was basically like asking like, why were we talking in church? This is that, da da da. And I found out through then, okay, so Nikki not only has a sister that is a little older, Nikki has a little brother that is the same age as my brother. Like they're friends. They were friends too. So come to find out, I don't really quote me on it. I think I gotta ask my brother what he did, to be honest, because I don't really remember. But my brother, he was not in the main sanctuary that day. He ended up having class, because y'all know my brother is way younger. So their class used to still go on because the area that they were in, they weren't working on that building area. So my brother and them, they used to still have like Sunday school class. I don't know what they did, but my brother and Nikki's brother got into some type of trouble inside the classroom, and the teacher ended up snitching to Nikki's mom. So she's basically giving me the tea, which I had no idea, because when I went to go pick up my brother from class when church was over, he didn't tell me nothing. You know what I mean? So she's like, yeah, oh boy, and your brother, they got in trouble too that day. And I was like, for what? And she ended up telling me, like I said, I don't really remember. But I was like, damn, like I said, that's crazy, this is and that. Like I didn't really think much of it. You know what I mean? I didn't think anything of it until I did. So let's fast forward. I don't remember what event this was, but Nikki ended up inviting me to an event. I don't know if it was her sister's event or her event, but I know that I got invited to some event at their house. So my mom ends up dropping off me and my brother, because like I told y'all, my brother is cool with her little brother, and we're in the house, we're chilling. The event is cool, it's a cool vibe. Like, it's a good night. Like, no, everybody's chilling. They had invited their other friends that they went to school with, so I'm mingling with the girls that they go to school with. It's a cool event. Like I said, I don't really remember what was going on, but I just know we were playing games and they had pizza. Like, it was a cool vibe, and we were there the whole night. I remember getting dropped off at their house like during the day, and my mom didn't come and pick us up till like 10-11 p.m. at night. So my mom, she comes and she picks us up, and my mom is cordial with their mom because my mom, I think she used to work with Nikki's dad, so she's kind of cordial with her parents basically. And you guys, I hope I am not like this, like, I hope I'm not, what's that word? I don't know that word. I hope I'm not saying so many different characters and you guys are beginning to get a little confused. Confusion. I hope I'm not confusing y'all, because I didn't enter so many different new characters in the chat, so I hope y'all are keeping up with me. But basically, my mom used to work with Nikki's dad. So because of that, when my mom came to pick us up, she ended up having a conversation outside with Nikki's mom, because Nikki's mom is who brought us outside. So my mom was just, you know, they're just having their daily debrief. Nikki's mom is here. Nikki is next to her mom. Nikki's brother is next to Nikki. In front of Nikki, my brother is in front of Nikki's brother, and my mom is in front of Nikki's mom. She's like, you know, like, how was it? Like, did they act up? How did they do? Like, my mom's just asking, you know, like, just regular questions. And the lady's like, oh no, they didn't act up. Like, she was like, they seem cool. She said, I don't know. She said, I spent most of my time in my room, but for the most part, it seemed like they have fun. Did y'all have fun? I'm like, yeah, I have fun. And she's asking my brother, like, did you have fun? And he's like, yeah, I have fun. And he's like, and she's like, yes, you need to bring the kids back. Like, outside of events, she's like, you need to bring the kids back. Like, they would have much fun with my kids. Like, we could plan something. Like, you know, the regular adult talk. So my mom is like, yes, let's plan it. And out of nowhere, like, I remember this day, and I bringing it up to my brother, and my brother be like, that was the most stupidest day of my life. And I felt like it was as well. Out of nowhere, Nikki's fucking messy ass mama talking about some, you know, you are asking, mind you, with an African accent. African aunties are messy as hell, I'm sorry. She was like, you know, you are asking, did they act their food today? And my mom's like, yeah, like, were they acting up? And she said, no, they weren't acting their food today. But there was one Sunday that the pastor had to get on the mic because your daughter and Nikki, they were disrupting the whole entire building. Bro, you could literally, when I tell you, I'm at a loss for words. Kid you not, mad about it till this day. So I'm looking at her. Y'all, I kid you not, bro. Because mind you, you got to understand, while they're sitting there and talking to each other, me and my brother and her sibling and her, we're low-key having our own conversation. Like, we kind of started tuning them out. You know what I mean? Like, you know how you're talking with your friend and like your parents are talking to each other, so y'all start having your own separate conversation. You still kind of listening in. Y'all, when she said that, I literally stopped the conversation with Nikki and just looked at her. Y'all me-mugged the hell out of her. I'm looking like, why would you say that? Like, mind you, this was like many Sundays ago. This was like, by the time this story happened, that Sunday that she was telling my mom where we were acting a fool was like a month ago. Why are you bringing up a month of what happened in church a month ago? Like, why are you doing that? I'm looking at my mom now because I just knew, y'all. I just knew it. I knew it. Like, it's like, I just knew. So I'm looking at my mom. Mind you, my mom is looking like this. She's like, really? Like, she's shaking. I'm like, oh, hell nah. So she start continuing. I'm looking like, bro, shut up. So she's like, yes, they were talking loud while the preacher was preaching. They was yelling. She started exaggerating the story. She was like, they were yelling and screaming. All the aunties and the uncles had to tell them to be quiet. And they're just sitting. I'm like, bro, shut your ass up. Like, y'all all, I was just looking at her like, bro, I'm never coming to this house again on my soul. Mind you, Nikki laughing because I don't even think Nikki even got in trouble for real. And I don't think that she was purposely trying to be messy, but I feel like it's still messy. Like, why are you telling my mom that? And so she starts asking my mom, were you there? Were you there? And my mom's like, no, I wasn't there that Sunday. I went to a different church. I dropped them off at church. And she said, oh, okay. She said, but just know by now, everybody knows your daughter. And my mom is fake laughing. She's like, oh, wow. And I could just see the irritation on my mom's face. Oh, and now that I really think about it, nah, that lady was being messy that day. I'm not gonna lie, she really was. Because let me tell you what she did next. She goes, oh, and she said, and don't even get me started on your son. My mom was like, my son? She was like, yes, him and she says Nikki's brother's name. So she's like, him and him. They got caught. They were doing, I don't remember what my brother was doing, but I don't know if they were fighting. I don't remember what happened. I don't know. But she basically ended up telling my mom that the Sunday teacher was mad at them because they were disrupting the class or something. And that she said that if they disrupted the class again, that she's going to have to send them to go to the main sanctuary with their parents from now on. So my mom looks like she's seeing red. I kid you not. She's like, oh, really? Like, y'all, I know some of y'all are probably watching this story because every time I do like a mom story with me getting a whooping or getting caught, you guys be thinking this shit is so funny, y'all. But I kid you not, bro, this shit was not funny because my mom, she was not with the bullshit when we were younger. Like, my mom wasn't a Nigerian parent, but she was a typical African mom. Like, she was gonna give it to you all the way if she had to. And one thing that my mom did not like was embarrassment. And she was visibly shaking, y'all. She literally was looking at us like this. She was like, oh, really? Why'd y'all do that? And I'm looking at her and I'm just looking at her and I'm looking back at the lady and I'm just looking at her and I'm looking back at the lady, but I don't know who to be mad at. I don't know whether to be mad at this lady for telling her, or I don't know whether to be mad at my mom for actually allowing this lady to get her riled up over something that happened a month ago. Like, I'm confused. So the lady is laughing. She thinks it's funny. Mind you, not only is she laughing, Nikki is laughing too. And like, Nikki's like, no, mom, you're exaggerating. We were not doing all that. Like, you are exaggerating. The only thing that we were doing, I'm like, girl, shut up. We wasn't doing shit, nigga. That was you talking. I wasn't the one that was talking that Sunday. That was you that was yip yapping and all this shit. And that is the reason why we got caught. I don't, like I said before, in the beginning of this story time, I don't talk while people are praying. That's rude. So my mom's like, why are you talking while people are praying? And the mom's and Nikki's mom like, yeah. And I said, I wasn't talking. It was her. Nikki starts being childish and be like, oh no, I wasn't talking to myself. You were, but you were though, because like I said, I don't talk while people are praying. Like, please don't piss me off. So like, they're like having banter and stuff. And the lady's like, yeah, but they're fine. After that, they kind of stopped. So why did you tell my mom if you feel like we stopped after that? Like, what was the purpose of giving my mom that information? So my mom's like, oh, okay. Like, and my mom's like, you know, y'all, when y'all go to church, y'all don't go to church to play, you know. And the lady is laughing and she's like, I know. Let them know again. Let them know again. So the lady ends up talking a little bit more to my mom. And my mom is acting like everything is good. I don't know if she was doing that because she didn't want to appear that she was angry in front of that lady. But she was acting like everything was fine and dandy to the point where my brother started giggling. I'm looking at my brother like, you in for a rude awakening when we get home, because I just knew how my mom rode. Like, I just knew, y'all, I knew how my mom rode and I knew we were in trouble. So all that fake laughter that my mom was doing, she was really fuming on the inside. I could visibly see it in her eyes. And my brother thought it was funny. Like, he was like, I wasn't doing that. Like, everybody thinking it's funny. And I'm looking like this lady is about to explode. So we get in the car. And it's just silence. Like, mind you, my brother, I think he is mad oblivious to the fact that we about to get our ass whooped. BTA, belt to ass. I knew it. So we get in the car. She turns on the car and she's like, y'all chose church to do that? I just knew. When she started speaking, I'm like, yeah, let me get ready. Let me go put some Vaseline. I'm about to go to war. Let me get ready. Belt to ass. So I'm like, I just started getting mad, y'all. Like, the thing is, I got in so many whoopings from my mom in my life because, like, I was always in trouble to the point where I just knew when I was about to get a whooping. So I start becoming irate. That's one thing about me. If I know that I'm about to get a whooping, y'all, I become very irate. So I was like, first of all, like I'm in the back of the car screaming. She's like, it's not no first. Like she's going off, y'all. Like when I say, she's like, it's not no first of all. She was like, I didn't send y'all to church to embarrass me. Da da da. Like we just going off. Like I'm telling, like I'm screaming, she's screaming. And my mom had, like one thing about my mom, she is not like a pushover at all. Like when she feels some type of way about something, you cannot change her opinion. So me screaming made her even more angry. So she's screaming, I'm screaming, and I'm not really like screaming at her loud, but I'm like, bro, you always believe in people. No, like dead ass though, because you really are. And I was like, man, whoop him. And I threw that nigga under the bus quick. My brother told me, I said, whoop me? I said, yeah, whoop that nigga. I said, I wasn't talking. He was the one that was acting a fool in class. It was old girl that was talking to me like I'm going off. And she's like, don't worry. We gonna get to the bottom of this when we get home. So I'm like, we don't need to get to the bottom of nothing. Like, you always trying to whoop us for anything. You're always whooping us. She's like, don't worry. I got something for both of y'all when I get home. I'm like, bro, like, what is this, y'all? So the car ride is silent. Like, I just stopped talking because, like I said, when my mom mind is made up about something, like, it's very hard to deflect her mind. So I'm just in the car silent. My brother, he looking mad. I'm looking at my brother like, you a dumbass. Like, you should have seen this from a mile away. I knew this lady was gonna whoop us. Like, I could just feel it. He looking mad. He me mugging me because I threw him under the bus. I'm sorry, but it's let's keep it a buck. You were the one that was really acting up in church. It wasn't me. Like, so we get home and my mom decides to get out the car and she's like, y'all go get out the car and get ready. I don't know what my mom thought that we were getting ready for, but as soon as my mom got out the car, I ended up taking the keys and locking the whole door inside the car and just sitting in the car. And I know somebody about to be like, girl, what is wrong with you? But my mom started banging on the windows of her own damn car. And I'm just looking at her. And I'm just looking like, why? Like, and I'm like, but can we talk about it first? Like, can we talk about why I'm gonna get a whooping? And she is filming. And she's like, I swear to God, when you open this door, it's over for you. Like, she's like, you've been too disrespectful. Like, how you gonna lock me out of my own car? Get out of that car now. And I'm like, no, because I didn't do anything. I get the crying, y'all, like tears. I'm like, I didn't ever stop. Yeah. And my mom looking at me like, I'm talking about in it. Like, get in this house so I can whoop your ass. That's the vibe that she on. So she ended up beating the hell out of my brother first because his dumb ass went and got out the car and went in the house. I don't know whether he thought he was getting a general, whatchamacallit, you know, when you proceed to the next, I don't know what he thought. I don't know what he thought he was getting. I don't know if he was getting a proceed to the next side pass or whatever. But he got out the car and she beat his ass. So she's still like, at this point, I finally get out because I'm like, I can't sit in this car for the rest of the night. So I get out and I get in the house, y'all. When I tell you, my mom tore my ass up. I'm gonna be real. I think my whooping was even worse because I went to go hide in the car. Y'all, I was a very dramatic child. I tell you, I was a very dramatic child. I used to go to school, curse out the teachers. The teachers would call my mom. My mom would come home. She would whoop me. I would go to my room in my mirror and I'll be like, she can't touch me. I'm unstoppable. I'm such a bad bitch. Y'all might be thinking this shit is funny, but I used to dead ass believe I was a bad bitch since I was a kid. I used to be, I'm a bad bitch. She can't stop me. One time she heard me. She said, what? The whooping didn't hurt? I said, no, bro. She put BTA, bro. BTA again. So I was a bad kid. Like, I never used to just get a whooping and just get a whooping. So I'm like talking my shit afterwards and I'm just mad, y'all. Like, when I tell you I'm mad, I'm mad. Trying to really think about it. Yeah. Okay, so I did go back to that house again, but it was like a long time after. Like, the next time I went back to their house was like when I had a car by then. It was a long time after. I remember after that, they were having events trying to invite me. Y'all was dodging them events because I just felt some type of way about her mom, like doing that. Like, I don't know, that just really pissed me off, honestly speaking. Reason why I am not, like, I didn't take it personal is because later on, I'm not gonna put the family's business out there, but I found out later on the mom had a mental condition. And as a matter of fact, my friend Nikki ended up having that mental condition as well. So it all makes sense as to why she was very disruptive back then, and it was hard for her to be quiet in church and stuff like that. And she was just very like, she went against the grain. Like, if somebody would tell us to be quiet, she'll continue talking. But And you know, a lot of people used to deem her as difficult, but we ended up later on finding out that she had an actual medical problem. So it was just sad. It's sad. So me and her, we don't talk anymore. She sees me out, she speaks to me, but she's just, unfortunately, she's too far gone. You know what I mean? God forbid, nobody is too far gone. That is not a good thing to say. I didn't like that. But she's definitely like off the rockers. You know what I mean? So whenever I see her in public, I try to talk to her and have a nice little conversation with her. But we're not friends like that anymore. Like, we kind of just drifted apart. Because like I said, her condition kind of got like too ahead. And we just drifted apart. Because, yeah. But yeah, y'all, that's the story time. And y'all, when I tell you my mom whooped my ass, y'all, my mom whooped my ass, bro. After that, Nikki used to call me, tell me something, oh, do you want to come to I'm not coming to your house. I'm not coming to your damn house. And it pissed me off because I'm like, bro, I wasn't even the one being disruptive that day. Like, that shit pissed me off. And I later on told my mom, I'm like, hey, I hope you know, like, I was not being disruptive that day. Like, you whooped me for nothing. And my mom was like, I really whooped you because you locked yourself in my car. No, because you whooped my brother and he ain't do shit. So you lying. So yeah, y'all, that's a story time. And I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Would y'all parents have whooped y'all asses too? Y'all let me know. But I love you guys so much. And like I said, before y'all leave, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up so it can get pushed onto the algorithm, y'all. And follow my new Instagram. And also, if you are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.